So yesterday we had the opportunity to speak about the holiness of dialogue among different creeds and religions, and we did that. And if you want to know more, after Shabbat you can click and listen to what we had to say. So today we do something different. I will begin with a question. If I ask you what's the oldest commentary to the Torah, what will you say? It's not Rashi, it's not the Midrash, it's not even the Targum. The Targum is the translation that Onkelos, a person who chose Judaism indeed in Aramaic, it's something even quite older and it's more hidden. And I guess it's the trop. The trop. The musical notes that have traveled with our sacred text for thousands of years. You see, when you see Stephen doing the shtiklach, no, he's not, that has problemitas. He's showing us the nose, the trop. No, but if somebody comes for the first time and sees you doing this and say, it's a good guy, but it's so inclusive. The place is so inclusive. No, he's inclusive. But that's not the point. The point is that he's showing us different notes. And they decorate the words, trying to interpret them. Now, from all the notes, there is one who is very haunting. Correct, Rabbi Botnik? It's called the Shalshelet. Can I ask you to sing a Shalshelet for us? No, that's the note. This is the trop. It's a long sound, rising, falling, rising again. It sounds like someone trembling, like someone pulled in two directions. It's the music of a soul in conflict. And what's astonishing is that this note appears only 4 times in the entire Torah. 4. The Torah gives voice to an inner struggle so deep that the words alone can't carry it. So, with your permission, let me walk you through those 4 moments. The first Shalshelet is in the book of Bereshit. God is about to destroy Sodom. Angels grab Lot's hand and cry, "Run! Escape for your life! Don't look back." And then the Torah says, "Vayitmamea," he hesitated. And there is its Shalshelet, a shuddering musical hesitation. Why? Lot knows he has to run. The city is about to be consumed. His family is at risk. But something holds him back. The house, the possessions, the status, the life he built in that place. How do you walk away from everything you know? Lot's Shalshelet is not just his own. It echoes through time. It's the Shalshelet for a Jew in Berlin in 1938 who has a visa in one hand and a life in the other. It's the Shalshelet of a Ukrainian woman today boarding a bus out of Odessa with a suitcase and no idea what comes next. It's the Chayalim leaving for the 7th time their home to go to serve in Miluim, Nochamul and Nochamul and entire. It's the Shalshelet of anyone who's ever had to let go of the familiar and found it unbearably hard. The second Shalshelet comes just a few chapters later. Abraham sends his servant to find a wife for Isaac. one of the most important missions in the entire Torah. And when the servant arrives, he stops and prays, God of my master, please bring me success today. And on the word Vayomar, and he said, there is a shalshelet. Why? Because this is more than just a prayer. It's a plea. The servant is afraid. What if he picks the wrong woman? What if she says no? What if he fails his master? He has a sacred responsibility, and the weight of it trembles in his voice. We all had moments like that. The moment before you walk into an interview, a hospital room, a court room, the moment before you send a difficult email or tell someone the truth. That moment when your heart says, I don't know if I can do this. The shalshelet is there, not in words, in the fear behind the words. The third shalshelet is Yosef. He's in Egypt, enslaved, alone, and Potiphar's wife tries. Day after day, she tried to seduce him. And finally, the Torah says, and he refused. But the way we chant it, it's not a clean break. It's a long, drawn out. Because this was not easy. Yosef didn't just say no. He said no while everything inside him said yes. He's young. She's powerful. No one will know. He has nothing to lose and so much to gain. But he finds strength. The shalshelet is the sound of moral resistance, of someone standing at the edge of a choice and stepping back, of someone not giving in to the voice that says, just this once. This is the shalshelet of someone who remembers who they are. Joseph's struggle is also the struggle of every teen with a phone in their hand and a decision to make, every adult facing addiction, every person tempting to cut corners or betray trust. The temptation is real. The refusal is not easy. But the shalshelet tells us it's still possible. Fourth shalshelet, and the last one, the most hidden of all. In Va'ikra, Moshe performs the final offering of the Mishkan's inauguration, and then he steps back. Because from this point on, he will no longer be the one bringing sacrifices. That job will belong to Aaron. And the verse says, Va'ishchat, and he slaughtered. And there quietly is a shalshelet. Why? Because Moshe is handing over something holy, something he never asked for but perhaps came to love. His closeness to God, his role as a priest, and now he has to let go. There is no complaint, no protest, just a trembling note, a finite flicker of hesitation, of pain, of maybe love. This is the shalshelet of a parent walking their child down the aisle, of a teacher watching a student surpass them, of a leader stepping down so someone else can rise. Letting go with grace is also a kind of greatness. 4 moments, 4 people, 4 lives cut in the balance, and 1 trembling note that tells the truth. Doing the right thing is hard. Living, choosing, resisting, surrendering, it's hard, but it's holy. The shalshelet shows us that our heroes weren't perfect. They struggled, they hesitated, they wavered, and then they did what was right. That's why this note is a gift. It's not just music, it's mercy. Because when we struggle, when we hesitate, when we find ourselves caught between duty and desire, between fear and faith, we can hear that same melody, a note that says, you are not alone. Others have stood here too, and you can still choose holiness. So my wish for me and for you, that in our own shell-shelled moments, when the soul trembles and when the path is unclear, we will hear the music of those who came before us and find the courage to do what's hard, but is right and is sacred. Shabbat Shalom.